Greetings and welcome to Jefficho Films. Today we're going to talk about a 1985 ninja movie with Sho Kosugi. He was in like every single ninja movie. So let's review Pray for Death. This movie starts out with a ninja and a demon ninja who's attacking a woman in her house, and he fights all these other inferior ninjas before facing the demon ninja, and he defeats him, takes off the mask, and we see that this is a movie. The black ninja looks a lot like Dad. I bet you it was. Akira gets home to have lunch with his family, and then it's karate night, and he has a flashback of when he was having class. Then there's dinner with his family where his kids kick his butt and tell him he should learn karate. He may need it someday. Akira wants to start his own business. He sees no future at his job. And Aiko, his wife, tells him he should do it in America. She's from there, thus she speaks clear English.
Think over the old adjustment we have to make.
But it would be so wonderful. For you and for the boys. We could do so well there.
He says the countries are so different and he'll think about it. But then he buys a place in America, and then he heads to a temple to pray. He has a flashback of a red masked ninja in the same temple thieving. He shows up and fights him using a lot of flips and a torch. He unmasks the red ninja and knows him as Soji, his brother, and then he gets stabbed in the leg before Soji falls on his own sword and says, "You think it's over?" Yeah, dude, you fell on your sword. Think it's done. Then an old man attacks him in present day. It's the guy that trained him.
I raised you both as my sons ever since you come to the temple. As orphans. Soji chose his own destiny.
The old dude raised it, and Akira tells him that he's going to America and he wants to leave his past behind, but he will always be a ninja. Guess he never told his wife. Well, off to America, he meets Sam, the owner of this restaurant, with an apartment above, and they're buying it from him. And his wife used to live there, but she passed, and he's moving to Atlantic City. Some business dude goes into one of the rooms at the restaurant. It's been locked for many years. It's a cigar room, and he leaves shit there. It's a drop for criminals. And then when some bad guys go there, naturally it's gone because this criminal got greedy and he took it. Well, Sam comes by all packed up and says goodbye, and the bad guys think that he has the jewel, and he drives off and they follow him to an abandoned warehouse and beat the shit out of him to death. And then they light it all on fire.
Where's the necklace?
I don't know.
Fire!
The bad guys visit Mr. Newman, who tells him that he wants his jewel, but these two cops, they deny stealing it, so he tells his right-hand man to look into the matter. And Akira sends his two kids to the grocery store to get milk, and these other kids just steal one of the bikes, but Ninja Kid decides to kick all their asses while the other kid's getting kidnapped. They call wanting a necklace, but Akira denies knowing anything about it. And then his wife says you should go to the police, but he says trust him, he'll handle it. And then he listens to them and he shows up at the docks. They have his kid, so Akira doesn't even fight when they want to chain him up. He tells him his investigation says a gray-suited left-handed man is the one that's their culprit. But they don't give a shit. These ignorant fucks cut him, and he does not react. He takes out the lights and grabs his kid and runs, and they shoot at him. When he gets home, his wife fixes him up and begs him to go to the police. Newman says he'll have to kill Akira because he knows too much, and then Akira goes to the cops and tells them all about Limehouse Willie, and they've been trying to get that guy for a while. And then Daley, one of the cops, decides to call Newman and tell him about this at the precinct. Smart guy. Newman wants to have a chat with Doyle, and then Akira's wife and son are ran down in the streets and taken to the hospital. Akira chases after the guy to have a nice friendly chat. Then he goes to the hospital and his wife gets diagnosed from getting hit by a car. Should be okay in a day or two, they say. And then he goes to the docks and climbs aboard this boat and starts taking people out. I love that his strikes are just knocking out these cronies. And then he knocks out the lights and leaves a message for them.
If you don't, I promise you, you will pray for death.
Should have just killed him. He's not gonna listen. Well, Willie decides to cut his wrist. There's got to be an easier way to get into the hospital. He manages to get into Aiko's room. He rips off her gown, duct tapes her mouth shut, and stabs her multiple times. And then he goes to the kid's room, but the cops find him and chase him off. But he kicks a lot of ass. Lieutenant checks on the wife while Willie changes into a cop uniform to escape. Oh yeah, she's quite dead. Akira finds her and he swears vengeance. And his kid overhears, yep, Daddy's the ninja. He takes his kid and walks out because the cops can't do shit for him. Daley finds a buyer for her necklace, and Willie finds out and shoots him in the restaurant. And we also find out that Willie is a liar.
Hey, what's the matter, baby? I ain't gonna hurt you.
Akira goes home and lights a candle and does the ninja creed, centering himself before he builds a katana, and then he puts on this armored helmet, which I think is just too flashy for a ninja. Akira stashes his kids at a storage warehouse, but the bad guys still find it, and one of his kids has to play ninja against a bunch of rejects. And then Akira attacks Newman's house in broad daylight. So much for the song Back Into the Shadows they keep playing. He should probably die during this. You should have done this at night. He kills everyone there except for Willie, who jumps in a Ford and escapes, but he does manage to catch up and hide under his truck and hold on for hours. Dude, your arms would be so tired. He follows Willie to a warehouse and we get an axe versus sword battle. Willie chops his katana in half. I mean, that's why you don't make a katana in a warehouse in America when you don't have all the proper tools. I'm just saying. Willie's doing pretty good in this. I mean, he even stabs him in the leg. We're at the same place his brother stabbed him and he was shot by a guard. So he's limping in this fight. I dare say Willie is winning this fight. And then he gets a hold of a chainsaw. I'm actually more impressed with Willie. I mean, he only loses because the stunt double takes over when Akira stabs him onto a conveyor belt with a saw and turns it on. A few days later, they put flowers at his wife's grave, and a cop comes by, kind of fishing for answers, but he knows what happened and understands. And then they decide to stay in America. The end. And then for the end credits, they play the same damn song they played 3 times already at least. In the end, I wouldn't rank this very high for top ninja movies. I mean, even Ninja Assassin had a little more passion behind it, even though it was all CGI, but it's still a lot of fun movie to watch. Willie was pretty impressive. He was like this Irish gangster dude who just wouldn't die. He just did such a great job fighting them, completely out of his element, dealing with a ninja, and still managed to hold his own. So I was pretty impressed there. He's also a sick son of a bitch. He stabbed the wife multiple times, which showed a really interesting villain. I thought Sho Kanzuya kind of took a step back in this movie when it came to being a ninja and taking out people. He just wasn't as good as his usual self in other ninja movies, so I definitely check out those other ones instead. Well, as always, thanks for watching.